Alright, so let's talk about the appropriate amount of time to play test. Now, this is going to be varied by individual to individual, and yeah. Now, keep in mind it usually takes roughly 10 years to fully master something, whether or not that's in positive or negative connotation. So, what should be the daily amount of time that you should be playing Yu-Gi-Oh! To either learn how to comprehend a deck, or to be regional fit, so to say? Playing this game over the course of 10 years, I would say I've got a pretty decent grasp on it. I mean, of course, they always throw new concepts into the mix to make things, more pseudo-interesting. Is probably the best word to say there. Now, I usually play probably anywhere from maybe half an hour to an hour a day if I can. There'll be some days where I can't play. Some days will be a day that I just play a couple tag games just for fun. There'll be days where I actually sit down and play Yu-Gi-Oh! For a good hour, listen to my friends talk about it, just general things like that. Now, I usually am in a Skype call for a good chunk of my day, either sorting cards for my business and shit. It's kind of, I guess my background noise, conversations like that. And there are people in the call that usually do play Yu-Gi-Oh! And I can kind of pick up most of their conversations. We're talking about the meta or shadolage or something like that. And you kind of get a feel for having a conversation is the same thing as kind of playing the game to some people. You don't always have to be a visual learner, per se. I mean, you can listen. It also comes down to your learning style as well. But, I mean, if you're sitting here listening to what's being said, what the current metagame is, things like that, listening to your friend play his game, he's like, I top deck Shadol Beast to tribute my fusion, get back, the spell card. It all kind of works out. In general, good taste for you. But my question back to you guys is, how much time do you feel is appropriate for yourself? I would say anywhere from half an hour to an hour a day over the course of a week, maybe 6 hours a week. Total would be a good number for myself. I know some people that'll play Dueling Network for 12, 16 hours a day, and those are the players that my friend Jeffrey Torres. He goes to college, comes home, plays DN for 10 hours a day, or some other video games. But it's kind of ridiculous because I don't know when the kid sleeps. But I'll just see him on DN, aiming to be number 1 or number 2, and he usually does it every time DN updates the ratings. And once again though, we come down to that question of, is that an appropriate amount of time for him? I mean, I feel like I'm okay at just playing something for fun, getting the general feel for the combos. Actively having a conversation about Yu-Gi-Oh! To me is the same thing as playing the game, because I'm picking up on things. I mean, I go through, I read Pojo every once in a while, I read Facebook groups. It's not like it's unheard of to get the same knowledge that you would playing, as opposed to just reading up on things. So I would say, as long as you're putting some sort of effort into it over the course of time. I know some people do work 8 to 12 hour days. I understand that, but if you are planning to have any hope in this game, any intents and purposes of topping any events, you're gonna have to put a little bit of effort into it outside. Whether or not you're on your break for 15 minutes at work, scrolling through Facebook, trying to see if new stuff came out, trying to learn new combos, texting your friends on break, things like that. I've seen all sorts of things like this. People trying to benefit their A game, and it really works out. So whatever learning style works best for you, whatever amount of time that you feel is appropriate, leave a comment down below. Communicate with me here. I'd actually like to hear some of these numbers, like what you guys do as well, whether or not you're communicating with friends, you're playing the game on DN, you're playing in real life, you're talking about side deck choices. Comment down below, tell me, and I'm out, guys.